We're not sure we've ever seen this before, and we're not sure we'll ever see it again, unless Epic Universe continues to win. The Walt Disney World Resort is dropping their base ticket prices for 2026. Yes, let's say it again. It is less expensive to go to Disney World next year than this year. So folks, you might be cheerful about it, but Disney is trying to stop Universal Studios. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the happiest place on YouTube, where we continue to bring you the news you need as we dissectify Disney and tell you why they are a company indeed in trouble. Folks, as we get ready to dive into today's topic, consider clicking the like button and let's go straight to the news. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. It's out of That Park Place, and it is stunning. Now, I know the website's stunning, and by the way, if you've not yet clicked on this Become a Member button up there, well, you should, because there are VIP articles just waiting for you to read them. But this is a stunning piece of, the kind of thing you would not expect to see out of the Disney company, unless you've been paying attention to what we've been saying and what Epic Universe will do. This is by the one and only Marvin Montanaro. It says Walt Disney World ticket prices actually drop for 2026 in stunning reversal. Focus shifts back to families ahead of Epic Universe's opening. I just want people to understand, I can't tell you the last time that Disney World prices dropped. Now, I'm going to take out pandemic stuff, okay, because that's an unusual situation. But if you go back in time, outside of really strange things, maybe you got to go back to 2001. I'm trying to remember when it was the last time that we saw Disney actually reduce the cost of their tickets. It is almost unprecedented. In a move that defies over a decade of trend lines, Disney has done the unthinkable. It actually lowered some Walt Disney World ticket prices for 2026. For a company that's practically made a sport out of annual increases in upcharges, the reversal is more than surprising. It's historic. And while the changes may look small on paper, the message they send is massive. Disney is bracing for battle. Here's what we've got, folks. Beginning January 1st, the updated one-day Disney World ticket prices look like this. Magic Kingdom is now $139 to $199. Epcot is $129 to $184. Hollywood Studios $139 to $194, and Animal Kingdom $118 to $179. The top-end pricing for Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom remains unchanged from 2025, but Epcot's most expensive day dropped $10, and Magic Kingdom's lowest tier fell $5. That may not sound dramatic, but Disney doesn't lower prices, not unless they absolutely have to. These aren't discounts, they're defensive maneuvers. The article goes on to talk about Epic Universe and what's coming for Disney and why they might be dropping these prices. Gentlemen, what I'm paying attention to very closely is we've covered that in 2026, it looks like to us, residents of the UK traveling to Disney under certain circumstances are going to get 60 to 70% off. We're watching Disney give away dining plans to kids for free. Kids eat free at Disney World. We're watching Disney cut the prices on hotel rooms if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. So if you're subscribed at $2 a month to Disney Plus, you get a hotel room for $100. These are the kind of cuts that tell me that Disney has made a decision that for the next year, they're going to lose revenue.
It also is fair to point out that Disney is trying to fight Universal. Again, Universal on price at this point, because they know that the kids are asking for Epic Universe. No kid is asking for Disney. No kid that is aware that Universal and Disney are different parks is asking for Disney above Universal right now.
Well, when they're starting to give away free food, something's up at Disney. Guys, I think what they're trying to do here is they know revenue is going to drop, but attendance might not have to. So if they've got to choose, like if attendance drops, revenue drops. But if revenue drops, attendance doesn't have to. And I think they've said, let's save one and not lose both. What do you think about this, guys? Is that the strategy behind the House of Mouse with this nearly unprecedented drop in the cost for going to Disney World?
Yeah, I think they are spooked by just how amazing Epic Universe is. They pushed out all of their old Imagineers. They all went to Universal. They created something absolutely stunning, a theme park made for the social media era that is exceeding the hype. Normally with Disney stuff, we look at the concept art and it looks nothing like it because it's just so much more downgraded. Epic Universe, the real life actually is exceeding the concept art that we saw. And that's absolutely stunning and mind-blowing for people that have been fans of Disney for so many years. Disney has always been like, well, it's Walt Disney World, you're going to show up, we don't have to do anything. Well, now they do. And the fact that the big thing that I think is a takeaway from here is that these offers that they're putting on the table, the free dining for kids, that's specifically once again targeting families, because we all know Disney threw families out the window 5-6 years ago when it decided that dinks, dual income, no kids, and Disney adults were going to be the new prime demographic for the theme park. They redesigned Epcot specifically for these people. And I honestly think that the families are avoiding Epcot now because it has become such a drunken madhouse with no theming. You look at Epic Universe, it's it is a modern kid's greatest dream. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see so much joy on the faces of kids that walk into Epic Universe that you don't see in Walt Disney World anymore.
Ron, you've been there, you've experienced it. Talk to us about Epic Universe versus Disney World. Does Disney have to drop their prices, and do you think that they will continue to do what they're doing to try to save themselves in 2026?
I'm trying to figure out a way to put this that's nice, and there's not really a way to do it. Look, if you've been to Epic Universe, Disney World is an insult in comparison. And let me put it this way. Let's say that I were Rachel Zegler, for example, and I had just been to Epic Universe. I would probably say something like, the Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, and evidently so. it's so, and it is, you know what? The Magic Kingdom feels very dated when you go to Epic Universe and you see what all is there and how brand new it is and how amazing this park is. It definitely more than lives up to the hype. You don't really know what to expect when you go through that Kronos portal, and you are just blown away by the visual, which I think is going to get even much better over the years as those plants and trees start growing higher and provide a lot more shade in the Celestial Park area. Look, all I can tell you is that from my own personal experience as somebody who has loved the Disney parks for years and years and years, I cannot wait to get the highest level Epic Universe pass as soon as it's available. I want to spend so much time there, bring my family, my kids. Super Nintendo World is it's mind-blowing. I mean, literally, I walked in there with Dan's Life Kingdom, and it was like you walk into the world, you walk into the video game. It's more real, than going to see the Super Mario movie. It's more real than playing the video game. It is, you have just walked into that world, the world of the game. It's crazy how amazing it is. And by the way, that Donkey Kong, you're showing the Donkey Kong ride, the Minecart Madness, I laughed. I didn't know what to expect on that ride. It does something to you. And I was on it with a stranger, as it turns out. So like we'd both gone single rider line, and we both got put in together. And as a grown adult, just like myself, we're like two grown adults acting like kids on this ride because it's so fun, and it just like we're laughing the entire time because of just something about it. It's fun and it's funny, and it's just crazy. I've never had the feelings. Epic Universe brought, let me put it this way, Epic Universe brought back feelings that I have not experienced in a theme park since I was a little kid. It was very reminiscent of the first time that I walked into Epcot in 1983. In 1983 Epcot, Jonas will verify this, it was a very different Epcot than it is today. And when you went into the Communicore and you interacted with the robots and you saw the whole thing down below and what there was that hopeful future. That's the feeling I got when I walked into Epic Universe. It's like the future is hopeful again. The
Yeah.
team members were fabulous. Every team member I interacted with was like, wow, this is what cast members used to be like. It's so cool.
I just have to throw this in here. Two things. First of all, Ron, you're absolutely correct about Epcot. And you probably heard me rant a little bit on that Park Place Morning Magic. But this footage that we're looking at right now, I do believe this is from Park Hoppin', our good friends over there at Park Hoppin'. Probably those are Kristen Nova's hands that you're seeing there. Go check them out. Give them a follow. They're great. So
Absolutely.
How many people?
Kevin, watching what we're seeing on the screen and hearing what Ron's saying, Disney doesn't have an answer. And if you don't have an answer, the only thing you can do is drop prices. Disney might want you to think that they're number one, that they're the prestigious place, that you got to take your kid to see the castle and all that. The fact they're dropping prices means they're a discount place now because the quality is discounted versus Epic. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, listen, when it comes to theme parks, any major attraction, it's about creating it's about experience, but what creates the experience is something that's shared, something that's positive, and that allows you to play with your prices, right? Because people have no problem spending more for perceived value. Right now, if I'm Disney, I'm worried because they haven't taken care of their parks. They've stripped away the things that people love and intend to strip mine even more of it away. And now you have this big, beautiful, fantastical adventure for not just adults, but for the kids, for the entire family. They don't have an answer for this. And frankly, it's going to take them years to even try to plan, plan and combat it. And at the rate that Universal is going, by the time Disney catches up, Universal's still going to be another 5 years ahead of them. I think Disney has about maybe 15 years of hard times unless they pull a rabbit out of the mouse's butt. But this is incredible. This is incredible, and they do not have an answer for it. So the only thing you can do, slash prices and hope that enough people come so that it doesn't really impact your bottom line too badly. But
Culture, you are a theme park aficionado, historian, you know tons about the parks. Do you recall a time when Disney's been forced to reduce their prices to counter competition?
No. The last time I remember them doing any of this would have been during the financial issues back in 2008, and prior to that would have been around the September 11th day that will live in infamy. Those are the only times that I recall them reducing prices, but for no other reason than everybody was being forced to reduce prices. It's funny because this storm has been building. This storm has been coming.
No, Culture. Iger told us they knew about this. They were prepared for it. 100%.
No. Look, they haven't had anything innovative in a very long time. Even their attractions have seemed rather plain. The Pandora's Box ride system had been out there for a while. Disney just happened to use it in a unique way that didn't have it moving forward, and they gave you, of course, the Flight of Passage attraction, which basically was just Soarin' with a different ride system. And that's kind of where we're at now. Is Disney is taking some unique approaches, or they were, into delivering entertainment, but nothing like what we're seeing, nothing in the scope or scale of something like this, which, as we continue to see new elements and pieces here of areas unseen before, there's nothing like this anywhere in the world right now with this combination of attractions, these unique ideas. The animatronics are unique in several different ways for the way that they're able to perform. Disney doesn't have anything like that. The last evolution of their animatronic figures seems to be more than a decade old at this point. So the future, I think, and this is something, Pro, I think that you're way ahead of everybody on, is you're going to see more autonomous robot performances and Epic leaning farther into those in a way that maybe you'll have more animatronic performances like that within attractions where they'll give you unique reactions and interactions to guests passing by, whether in the queue or in the attraction itself. I like you said, as far as reducing prices, I have not I've not seen this, and every time they do it, and I think everybody here is well aware, it's when they're in big trouble. And they are unprepared. Kevin was correct in his assessment. Everybody here has been spot on. Disney's in big trouble.
And by the time Disney catches up, Zelda may already be in development. That's what's crazy.
In development? Well, you're keeping something hidden under a bushel, aren't you?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just posting what Park Hoppin's saying. I don't know anything, folks. I don't know anything.
There is a lot of Zelda in that building right there. And there it is. Look at that floor. Look at that mosaic.
Yeah.
Look at those symbols of the goddesses.
Epic Universe.
The one thing that my pixie duster friends are trying to say to me is like, well, you don't have any problem with the prices for Epic. You don't have a problem with the food prices, the parking prices. I said, no, because my problem with the Disney prices was never the actual price. It's the value. That's the thing. It's if I am paying top dollar for something, I expect a top dollar experience. This right here that we are looking at, that is a top dollar experience. That is worth the price that we're talking about here. You know, you look at the quick service restaurants in Epic Universe are more well themed and more immersive and seem to have even better food than Disney's best table service restaurant right now.
You know, I'm also going to point out that I'm getting into Universal before the end of this year, and it's not going to be Epic. I'll have to pay for my Epic ticket on my own, and this is not a deal that comes because we have a theme park channel. I'm getting into Universal for less than $45 a day per person. You cannot get that rate at Disney. So there's also a price issue there too, on top of the value issue.
Well, I'll tell you this. If they put in a Hyrule Castle, Disney would just love to have another castle facing off against them in Epic Universe. Because Peach already beat them and beat them badly. You know, we really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor, it is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
Right. So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. I mean, she's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.